Hello everyone, I think we're live. So, what we're going to be doing, and what we have here, is a ranking of all the Ace Attorney cases. I've just finished the Apollo Justice trilogy, and I have some thoughts. I will say I haven't done any of the spin-offs. I'm playing the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles right now, and I have not played the Investigations games. The collection just came out. I will be streaming it, so do tune in when I stream it. But to start off, I'm going to be ranking the main series games, so 1 through 6, and the DLCs as well, because, they were fun. Um, yeah, Talk about beginnings. It's, it's the first case. It's pretty A tier. I don't really have that much to say about it, to be honest. It's very much a tutorial case, for the first game. There's not much wrong with it. It's a good introduction. Maybe B. It's iconic, but it's very easy. But then it is the first case, the first game. So I don't know. I think B is fair. Um, yeah. Mr. You got like Mr. Sawyer and stuff. Like it's not exactly like intuitive, but it sort of gives you an idea of what the game's going to be about, I suppose. Um, yeah. I don't know what else I can say really. It's just fine. It's just a fine case. This is sort of where the game actually starts. Well, Tell about Samurai is where the game really starts. This is where we meet Maya and stuff. At this point, we still see at the beginning of the game, we see who the murderer is, so we don't have to figure it out. Spoiler alert, yeah. Man, I can't believe you haven't played like an hour into the game. Shameful, honestly. Yeah, the thing is, the first two cases, you see who the perpetrator is in the opening cutscene, so it kind of spoils a bit of the intrigue and the mystery. But I think it's a sort of it has a lot of implications for like the later in the series and the later cases of the game with like DL6 and stuff. Your ice cream isn't thawing. Have you tried putting it in the microwave? I'd say it's A tier. I'd say it's better than the first case. Uh, I think the villain is very generic. Red White's kind of he's fine. Yeah, it's fine. It's a good case. Yeah, the contradictions are fun. Yeah, I think A tier is fair. Turn about Samurai. Turn about Samurai. It's just yeah, it's just it's decent. It's fun. It's kind of suffering from like third case syndrome a little bit. It's probably the worst case of the first game. Oh, is that a bit harsh? I feel like that might be a bit harsh. The first game is pretty like well rounded, I'd say. I think the first game is honestly the most consistent out of the series. In terms of like all round case quality. But I don't know. That's kind of tricky. I'm leaning between A and B again. These three cases are all going to be A and B. I think it's sort of. Do I prefer it over? Do I prefer about Time Out Beginnings? I'm not sure. Turn Out Big Top. Oh yeah, man, it's a real mystery. Um, we'll get there. We'll get there soon. I promise. Um, yeah, it's still Samurai Case. It's we get Wendy Oldbag. She's like introduced there. The villain is pretty like. I feel like they're introduced kind of late to the case. Like I kind of prefer the ones where they're sort of there the whole time and then it slowly reveals to it. Explain Ace Attorney to an ADHDer that has never played. All right, we're gonna take a short intermission from ranking to explain to Elijah who Windy Oldbag is. Um, Objection. Yeah. So basically, Ace Attorney is like imagine court, but on crack, and none of it makes sense, and that's the game. Windy Oldbag is your mom. You know the resemblance is there. I can't lie. I don't know. I'd say we're gonna say high B tier. I think it's high B tier. I might change this later on, depending. Yeah. Fourth case is Turnabout Goodbyes, which is fucking banger. It's just kind of iconic. It's you defend Edgeworth and stuff. Oh yeah, we haven't even mentioned Edgeworth yet. He's the prosecutor for cases 2 and 3, which It's kind of funny how little he actually is a prosecutor in the games, considering how like iconic he is. I Yeah, I mean, DL6 incident, all that good stuff. We get Von Karma's here. Von Farmer, Von Farmer, Von Banana. Did someone say Von Banana? We're moving on. Rise from the Ashes, which is a very Marmite case. I feel like it's a very Marmite case. I mean, it's also the only case in the entire series. Fun fact for everyone watching. Um, it is also the only case in the series that does not have the word turnabout in the title. Because of bad translation, and because it was a DS port. Well, it was a D because it released with the DS version of the game instead of the original like Game Boy version. So yeah, they added it in afterwards. You really like this case, Fexa? Yeah, I think it has its strong point. It runs on quite long. I think you've got what's his name? The police chief, Gant or whatever his name is. He's a fun villain, but I do think the case does run on a bit too long because it's a DLC case, which I feel like is the case with all the DLC cases in all of the games. They're longer than the average like main game case because they have to pad it out to make it worth being a DLC. So, and also it kind of messes a little bit with the following games in the series in terms of like Edgeworth being back because Edgeworth is supposed to like leave, and then they have to sort of rewrite stuff. So I don't know. It's got its strong points. I like the characters. I like Emma Sky, who shows up later as well, and like following in the like Apollo Justice games, which is a nice tie-in. Um, yeah, some of it works better than other parts. I think what should I do with this one? I don't really know. Anyway, I think Rise from the Ashes is pretty solid. Um, I like Emma. I like Gant. They also have like the luminol testing stuff. Like they have the fingerprint mini games, which they're alright. They're fine. I don't love them. Rise from the Ashes. I'm kind of split between. I don't think it's S. I don't think it's S. It's not as good as Goodbyes. Uh, we're gonna put it. We're gonna put it here below Turnabout Sisters. I think. Are we? Are we though? Are we gonna do? No, no. We're putting it here. I think we're putting it here. I think that's fair. I may reorder these later, depending on if I change my mind. Um, we're moving on to 2-1, which is Lost Turnabout, and this one's kind of stinky. It's the worst. I think personally, I think it's the worst opening case of the franchise. I think it's the worst opening case of the franchise. I think it. Yeah, no, it is. It is. It's the worst opening case of the franchise. It's just really forgettable. Like, and it starts the trend of like there's someone wrote the killer's name with the finger, and it's so stupid. It's such a stupid trend. Like, it's so dumb. Uh, Actually, maybe wait, did that start on Rise of the Ashes? I can't remember exactly. There was the jar and stuff. I guess so. But still, it's really dumb. Like the name written and it's like spelt wrong is a contradiction. It's like it's really. I mean, I know it's a tutorial case, but it's really like obvious. And the amnesia. I just hate the amnesia plot. Like the amnesia plot point is just so bad. I hate that in like all fiction. I hate the amnesia plot points, but it just sucks. It's dreadful. I fixed it. Honestly, all of two is weak to you. All of it? Oh no, better. Alright, let's not go that far. Two is honestly, I think it's kind of underrated. Um, because I think my next pick is gonna be a bit suspicious because I know people don't like this one as much, but I think that the second case, what's it called? Reunion Turnabout, something like that. I think Tutu is really fun. I like the Fey Village stuff. It also introduces Morgan Fey, who does do a lot of like it's important for the plot of Trials and Tribulations. Uh, so it introduces a lot of cool stuff that's really important. No, this is really fun. I like the contradictions. I think Pearl is fun. I think that I also I don't know if people like the mini plot twist at the end, like the switching faces stuff. Um, but I thought it was good. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really fun. Um, it was a very satisfying. It was a very satisfying contradiction, like when you put all the pieces together on this one, I think, which is why I put it in A tier. I think it works quite well because it's one of it's not hard because it's the second case in the game, but I think it's much better at being a second case in the game than Turnabout Sisters. Um, it's got the Doctor guy, but I like the contradictions. I like the case. All right, moving on. We're gonna talk. Yeah. Farewell, my turnabout. This one's good. Um, I don't think it's S tier though. Are we gonna have to talk about Big Top? Are we gonna have to talk about Turnabout Big Top? Are we going to have to talk about Turnabout Big Top? It is so stinky. It is so bad. This is like the game would be better if it wasn't in the game. It literally, in terms of like cases that have an impact on the franchise as well, there is not. I think, correct me if I'm wrong. I might be wrong, but I don't think there's a single character in Turnabout Big Top who is not already introduced who ever returns in the franchise again. I don't think there's a single character who's introduced in Turnabout Big Top who ever shows up again. It's so bad. It's so long as well. It's such a long case. It's such a boring case. The contradictions are ridiculous. They're like how you're supposed to like think that the bust being the guy in the cape line. It's absolutely stupid. It's so bad. She turnabout on my big till I that's awful. That's so bad. I hate it so much. Farewell, my turnabout. You're bad and wrong. Paxo says you're wrong. Paxo can suck my balls. Uh, 2-4 is it's good. It's fun. I like it. The stakes are good. A lot of people say this is what makes Justice for All and Eat Dookie. Okay. No, this case is good. The kidnapping is fine. I do like what this case does in that it is the I think it might be is it the only I might be chatting absolute waffle. I think it's the only case where you defend someone who's guilty, and they don't really juggle much with that idea outside of this case of like what if Phoenix defends someone who is actually guilty? Because you're always defending the innocent people. But yeah, the kidnapping stuff is interesting. The stakes are high. It's like Phoenix at his lowest. Um, again, Edgeworth is there. Edgeworth makes his comeback to help. Uh, and obviously he has a little cameo. He tends to have his little cameos in the like the sequel games. He doesn't he doesn't actually show up like most of the cases because the tutorial case always has some like Winston Payne or whatever his name is, and then a lot of the times the prosecution will only have two of the four cases of the game where they're actually the prosecution. Um. Anyway, 2-4. Yeah, it's good. It's pretty solid. It's pretty solid all round. Trials and Tribulations. First case, the one where you turn about. This is the one where you defend Phoenix, isn't it? This Trials and Tribulations is a different game because it sort of wraps everything together. So this opening case sets up a lot of stuff that's going to be important later on, which I like. But the actual case itself is kind of I don't want to say forgettable because it's not really, but it's kind of meh. It's kind of just okay. Sorry, our fridge is milking everywhere. Have you considered unmilking your fridge? It's just kind of average. I think it's fine. I like that you get to play as Mia. Okay, yeah, it's all right. There's not much to say about this one really. Stolen Turnabout? Which one's this? Oh, is this Mask to Mask? This is a Mask to Mask. This is a Mask to Mask case. I don't like this case. In fact, I don't. I'm starting to realize that I don't think I like Trials and Tribulations as much as everyone else does, because I think this case is here, and then this case is here. No, not quite. There we go. Which, this is the mini case before the murder one, right? What do you mean the mini case before the murder one? It includes 3-2 is the whole Master Mask situation. So it includes the murder as well. It's got like Luke at me and whatever in it. This is the murder in the cafe with like Maggie Bird and stuff who comes back, which I don't know, man. It's just fine. I think C tier might be a bit harsh actually. Brother, did you say 3-2 is your third S tier? We have very different opinions on these cases. I think 3-2 is it's kind of meh. I just didn't like it that much. I don't know what it's not that it was bad. It just didn't gel with me particularly well. And I'm again because 3-4 is the bridge one. And I think that's also kind of meh. 3-4 is Turnabout Beginnings because this is a flashback one, right? This is like Edgeworth's like one of his first prosecution cases, and it's the one with the prisoner on the bridge who's been deceived and stuff, and Dahlia like jumps in, and it's I mean 3-4 is entirely a setup case. It does not you can't 3-4 and 3-5 should honestly be one big case, but it doesn't really make sense if they are. I don't know. It's I like. In fact, actually, wait. No, I'm gonna put it up because Godot is there. It's yeah. You're right. Actually, what am I doing? I think Turnabout Samurai is yeah. I think that's better. I think it's top of B tier. It's like solid. I don't know what it is about um this one that I just don't gel with it so well. Anyway, 3-2 is fine. 3-3. It's really forgettable. It's so forgettable. This is C tier. Alright, 3-5, probably best case in the series. Might come back and change my mind. It just wraps everything up really nicely for like the entire Ace Attorney, like the original trilogy. It has a very strong ending. It wraps everything up together. It brings the conclusions to a lot of characters. It brings back some characters. Um, yeah, it's just a really fun case. I think, ironically, what makes this case so good is some of the bad cases that I shouldn't say bad. They're not bad. They're just not as good as some of the other cases. I think, yeah. No, I think it's gonna be top of S tier. It may be dethroned by, ooh, I don't know. Is to be seen. But for now, it's gonna be top of S tier. I think it's really good. I like how everything comes full circle. I like all the characters that are introduced. Um, yeah, no, it's just really good. And the ending is just great. Yeah, it's really good. Top of S tier. 4-1. I really like Apollo Justice. Um, I know that's not unless I know that might be controversial. I don't care. I think 4-1 is S tier. I think 4-2 is this is Turnabout. Which one's this? 4-2 is Turnabout Corner. I What happens in this case? I've forgotten what happens in 4-2. It's very mid. It's very mid. It's better than 3-3 though. Um, everyone hates this case. I think it's good. Fight me. I like it. I think it's good. The only jank thing is finding the audio. Um, I like that Lamoire is. I like her character. I think the case is fun. I like that it introduces Gavin's band more. I think it's good. I think it's good. I think it's great. I know everyone hates it. I don't care. I like it a lot. It's going an A tier. It's going above. It's going above 3-2. I'm standing on that horrible opinion, and you're gonna have to accept that. This is also S tier. No, it's not. I changed my mind. It's not. It's not. It's. I wish it was, but the thing that brings this case down for me is that the consequences of what happens at the end of Apollo Justice does not carry forward. If the series ended with Apollo Justice, I think that 4-4 would be higher for me. Um, I think it's a really satisfying. The problem is, it kind of the takedown is only half satisfying of Kristoff, but I do like everything else. I, I kind of wish there was more in Apollo Justice of what there is in Trials and Tribulations of like the whole full circle kind of stuff. Like I wish there was more build up towards the end. But Apollo Justice is I really like the game. I don't know what it is. I like the sort of themes and the tone they went with, and like compared. I feel like they kind of backed down after Apollo Justice and felt like they had to bring Phoenix back. But I feel like in doing what they did in Dual Destinies, they kind of ruined a lot of the stuff that they did well in Apollo Justice, which was sort of the the tone that they were going for with Phoenix. And I like Phoenix is a really good character in Apollo Justice, even though he's very different to how he was. But his whole thing with the juror system and stuff, I think is great. I just wish they would like how they have in what's it called in Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, how they have the jury as a sort of gameplay thing. I wish they'd have thought to implement something like that in Dual Destinies and Spirit of Justice instead of introducing Athena's stupid mood matrix, which is just kind of. I mean, it's okay, it's fine. I don't hate it. Anyway, yeah, I think it's high A tier. I would put it S tier, but I don't think I can just purely based off of the consequences. I think 4-1 is A tier. 4-1 is the only introduction case that is getting anywhere near um these top ranks because this case right here. Actually, no. You know what? I tell a lie. Ironically, I think 5-1 is one of the better cases of Dual Destinies. I'm a Dual Destinies hater. It's my least favorite game in the series. I think it's bad. Coming off Apollo Justice, I think it's bad. In this case, it feels really stupid because Phoenix Wright sort of comes in to save the day, and he seems kind of stupid. It's almost because when you're playing as Phoenix, he seems stupider than he is in Apollo Justice, which I mean, I feel like I don't know. It feels like his character gets a bit dragged through the mud, but it's fine. Anyway, 5-2 is I hate this case. It's gonna go stinky like poo. I think it's actually gonna go here. Not right. It's that yeah. I really don't like this case. I almost stopped playing Dual Destinies because of this case. This case dragged on for so long, and I just did not want to play anymore for a while. I genuinely I had to like keep coming back to the game because of how much this case was just a mess. I think it's just badly written because it's not like again it's not difficult because it's the second case in Dual Destinies, but Monstrous Turnabout is just so painful. Like I don't know, like Tenma Taro and all that stuff. It just I think Athena's the assistant for this one. I do like Athena. Um, I feel like she's not got enough development in the game. I feel like Dual Destinies should have. I mean, I guess it is Athena. It's technically Athena's game, but I still feel like she doesn't get enough representation because she's just shifted to the side in Spirit of Justice. Um, this game, this, it really does smell. Um, again, it's not difficult. There's some smelly bits. Like, I mean, a lot of the sort of criticisms go across most of the cases is that sometimes you press something and it might not work properly. So Anyway, moving on. Turnabout Academy, I think this one's called. Turnabout Academy. Turnabout Academy. Turnabout Academy. I think. Oh, this one's fine. I like this one. It's probably the. It's one of the better cases of Dual Destinies. I don't know if I'd put it like I think that's fair. I think that seems fair. To put it higher, I'm gonna put it above Turnabout Samurai, and I'm also gonna put it above 3-2. Yeah, yeah. This case is boring. It's a setup case. Um, again, it feels really harsh ranking these setup cases quite low. Like 3-4 is also quite low, and 3-5 is fantastic. It's just it doesn't really work by itself is the issue, and I can't rank them like together. But again, five because you need to use the information from God, what's it called? Like turnabout for tomorrow. No, yes, I don't remember. It's it's fine. Yeah, no, it's all right. Yeah, I think it's like if this feels harsh, but I'm gonna leave it there. This case, I don't think it's S. Do I think it's S tier? I think it's the worst S tier, but I think it's S tier. This is the thing. All the end cases are usually S. No, they're not. That's not true. Do I think it's better than the Apollo Justice finale? I don't think it is. I don't think it is. I've changed my mind. I don't. I don't like the twist in this one anywhere near as much as I like the other final cases. I think it's the worst sort of because it's just like the spy who's like the villain. I like the reveal that I like the Blackwall reveal. I think that's fun. Not Blackwall, sorry. Fulbright. Fulbright has a I like Fulbright's reveal at the end where it's revealed that he's sort of because I thought that was a really good twist. Oh, in fact, do I want to move it up? Oh, this one's really tricky. You know what? I I think I'm gonna do this. Am I gonna do that? God, I don't know. It's kind of yeah. It's got some really good stuff with Blackwell and Athena. It's also got some really tough like for a game series that's usually quite like safe. I mean, as safe as it can be when it's covering murders. This one has some like pretty like intense subject matter, especially with like Athena's like backstory and her family and stuff. We'll work with this for now, I think. Yeah, I think 5-5 is it's pretty solid. I don't think it's S tier though, because I don't like the spy stuff. DLC, I like the DLC. This is the one with the killer whale, right? Yeah. Um, I may be biased. I think this case is really fun. I think this case is really fun. I actually, it's not. I don't think it's S tier. Is it S tier? No, it's not because the villain's bad. I say villain. He's not like evil. He's just he speaks in rhymes and riddles. What is it? Marlon Rhymes is the villain for this one because he wanted to kill the whale, but everyone was just sort of working on false information the whole time. I do think it's kind of stupid that Phoenix Wright defends a whale in court. Um, however, the character I think I like the case mainly because it's on the more light-hearted side of things, and the characters are quite likable. It's like it's not like the stinky filler cases where I don't like any of the characters. I think the characters in 5 DLC are quite fun. The only issue with some of these DLC cases is again they're so disconnected from like the wider sort of story of Ace Attorney that they don't really feel like they fit in anywhere. But in terms of just the case on its own, uh, I think I actually did enjoy it more than I enjoyed the ending of Dual Destinies. Dual Destinies generally is also on a side note. Dual Destinies is I played the Apollo Justice trilogy, right? I played the remasters. The Dual Destinies looks so bad, like compared to Apollo Justice and even Spirit of Justice. Like Apollo Justice is ironically the best looking game in the series because it's the when it was still on the DS, so they redid the pixel sprites. Dual Destinies looks so it looks so bad in three on the Switch. It really does look terrible. Um, anyway, that's aside the point. It didn't help my enjoyment of the game, I'll say, but I think this is fair. All right, we're going to Spirit of Justice. I think this game is really good. I think the first case is actually the worst case of this game. I think it's gonna go here somewhere. I think it's going to go top of B somewhere. Top of no, it's not better than Academy. It's not better than Damask. It's not better than Samurai. It's not better than Beginnings. It's gonna go here. It's gonna go right in the middle of B, and this is gonna go down. Yeah, yeah, I think that's fair. 6-1. 6-1 is it's good. It's better in hindsight than it is when you're playing it. The divination seance is a really fun mechanic, and I really like how it's used later on, and I also really like how it fits into the story. It doesn't make much sense when you think about it too much, but it is also a game where you have a magic little bead that lets you see if people are lying or not. So I kind of look past that a little bit. It does feel more sort of video gamey, like it feels like they made the thing in the game and then had to write in a reason for the divination seance. But I think it's a really fun mechanic anyway. It works really well in terms of gameplay. It can be a little bit fiddly with like which part is has the quote contradiction, because sometimes you'll find the thing but you'll be on the wrong thing on the wrong like bit of dialogue again, and it's not perfect. I mean that's an issue that most of the games have though, but it's especially fiddly with the divination seance. But no, I did like it. Um, I think that's fair. I think that's fair. And I will also say I think it's the worst case in Spirit of Justice. Yeah, I think that'll do. I feel like I'm gonna have to move some of these down in hindsight because we have an empty C and D tier and a very full A and B tier. But what can I say? I like these games. 6-2. This feels like a case straight out of Apollo Justice, and I really like it. And because I like Apollo Justice quite a lot, even yeah, yeah, I think this is gonna go right here. I think that's good. I think that's good. I think that's fine. Yep, we're gonna move. I think we're gonna move everything below Rise from the Ashes down a notch, and then we're gonna work our way down. But for now, I think that's fair. I think that's fine. 6-3. This is Maya's back. Which is the best part about this case. I think it's better than 6-2. Yeah, trust in trust in me. Honestly, these names are so bad. Prey zealots. Wow. Can you tell that he's a zealot? I don't know. It's really difficult. It's really you'd never see it coming. Um, anonymous, anonymous, anonymous. It's such a normal name. Um, believe in me. Believe in me. That's horrible. Wow. Um, it's no, I like this case. I think it's fun. I like that we have spirit channeling back as a sort of plot point. It's fun. I I like the revolutionary spin on this as well. At the end, when we figure everything out, when she channels the guy, I'm gonna say is it? It's not higher than Ashes. It's not higher than Ashes though. Fine. Yeah, that's fair. Okay, 6-4. This is Turnabout Storyteller, and this case is I lied. This is really sad because this is the only Athena case we get in the game. It's so disconnected from everything. As in, like, in terms like story wise, it has no relevance at all to the overall story of Spirit of Justice. And considering Spirit of Justice is like, as of right now, it is the final Ace Attorney game in the timeline. Uh, I think Athena's got done really dirty. She really did. Um, mm, is Sita too harsh? I really like that Simon Blackwell is the assistant in this case, and I do like most of the characters. It's also the case with the infamous like clown lady. Um, but I do think that the villain's kind of weak again. Um, it's just an okay. It's just very mediocre. It's just okay. It's just okay. It'll do. It's fine. I think that's a fair placement for it. I do like the sort of Rakugo stuff going on. The defendant is a bit boring, like the noodle guy. But yeah, I guess 6-5 is fantastic. I really like 6-5. I think it's gonna go here. No, it's gonna go here. This 6-5 is a really long case, but it's paced well and it's a good conclusion. The twist that Divine Dragon guy what's his name? The leader of the Divine Dragons, Apollo's not dad. Also, anyway, I like the fact that he's been dead the whole time. I That twist is so fun. I think there's also the some of the twists are quite easy to see coming, like the one with Naita's mother being alive, and you can tell it's her immediately because she's got the bloody head thing, like the spot on her forehead, and some of the character motivations for this one, I don't think have been perfectly done, but I do like the overall like thing of this. The only issue that we get with Spirit, and this is more of a case of Spirit of Justice as a game in its entirety, is that why is Phoenix and Apollo now literally fighting the government? Like they're overthrowing like a dictatorship. Like it shouldn't. The stakes have gotten way too high from like it doesn't make too much sense. Like you have to kind of throw away a lot of your sort of critical thinking and just have fun with Spirit of Justice. But when you do, the game's really fun. I do like. I think the biggest weakness of Spirit of Justice is the prosecutor Naita. He's kind of. I think he's the worst one. I think he's kind of bad. I think he is. Yeah, because we got Edgeworth, then we got Franziska, then we got Godot, uh, Gavin, and then Blackwell, and then yeah, Knight is the worst. I definitely the worst. But the final case of the game is really fun. I also really like what's her name, the princess lady. What's her name? Rafa. Yeah. She's fun. I like her. I really like the character arc that she goes through. I Also Apollo's Apollo's changing backstory will forever irk me. Like, why have they given him a new like backstory every single game? Like he's got his own game, and then at the end we learn that he's him and Trucy are like half siblings, which is cool, I guess. Like that's fine. But why do you keep adding extra stuff in Dual Destinies and Spirit? Like we don't need Apollo to be this like. It's like they're just tacking on extra stuff to his character because they need some sort of plot thing going. I don't know. It's Anyway. I feel like I've gotten a bit off topic here. 6-5 is really fun. Um, I do really like it. I think, yeah, I think that's fair. I think that's a good placement for it. Okay, DLC, Time Traveler. This case is, it's, what annoys me about this one is it's essentially just like pure fan service. But it's not fan service like done particularly well. It's fan service in a way that's like actually almost offensive to like the player, like in a way that it's just like, oh look, it's the guy that you know. Oh look, Maya's the assistant again. Aren't you happy? Oh, you're up against Edgeworth? What? Like Lowry's there? I don't know. It feels a bit. I don't know. Some of the contradictions are fun though. In terms of like gameplay outside of story, in terms of like the actual like contradictions, um, I do like it. I do not like how the villains tend to just sort of become like caricatures. Well, as soon as they're like sort of figured out, they just become unnecessarily evil. Um, yeah, I'm gonna do this. I think that's fine. Um, yeah, I think that's us done actually. So that's done. That's us done. Wow, yeah, okay. That's my ranking. Let's see if I can mess around with this a little bit, actually. But yeah, um, thanks for tuning in if you did tune in. Appreciate you. And that will be that, I think. So yeah, thanks for coming along, everyone.